Toronto Maple Leafs star forward Auston Matthews makes history yet again by etching his name back in the record books, as well as Montreal Canadiens prospect Lane Hutson is tearing up the NCAA, making people question, will he make his pro debut with the Montreal Canadiens after BU season is over? I'll break all this down for you coming up on this episode of Hat-Trick HQ, but before we get into it, just want to say, if you're one of the thousands of people watching this that aren't subscribed to the channel and you're looking for a daily place for hockey news, for NHL news, for Leafs news, you found it right here at Hat-Trick HQ. So make sure to go down below and hit that subscribe button. But with that said, let's go right into the first topic of the video today, which is Lane Hutson is shocking everyone. And yes, one of Montreal Canadiens' top prospects, Lane Hutson, has been making a name for himself with BU over in the NCAA over these past couple of seasons. And Elliotte Friedman went on Saturday night and talked about, could we potentially see Lane Hutson come over to the Montreal Canadiens once their season is over? And he did say here during the Saturday Headlines report, Sportsnet's Elliotte Friedman discussed Montreal Canadiens prospect Lane Hutson and how impressive he's looked for Boston University. If/when BU gets eliminated, many fans want Hutson to join the Canadiens roster, and they may get their wish. However, the decision isn't exactly simple. They also go on to say here in this article that the Canadiens currently have 7 healthy D-men on the roster, and if they bring in Hutson, they may have to send someone out. If the Canadiens don't bring him in by signing him into a contract and then burning a season on his entry-level deal, he could potentially choose to stay in college and eventually become a UFA. The longer BU lasts in the tournament, the longer the delay for him to start practicing and potentially play games with the Montreal Canadiens. And obviously, if you don't know about Lane Hutson, this is Lane Hutson, 20 years old, left-handed defenseman from Michigan, coming in at 5'10", 162. In this season with BU in 37 games, he has 49 points, 15 goals, 34 assists, which is crazy because it's almost a mirror image of his last season with BU, where in 39 games, he had 15 goals, 33 assists, for 48 points. And just a little breakdown here on Lane Hutson. He has elite hockey sense. He's a power play quarterback, settles to play for the entire group, and defends with purpose despite his 5'10" stature. And obviously, as a Montreal Canadiens fan myself, I have been intently watching Lane Hutson over in the NCAA this season. This guy has been a phenomenal defenseman for them these last couple of years and has really put himself on the map for NHL fans, especially Montreal Canadiens fans, wanting him to come over and play with the Canadiens after this season is over. And like Elliotte Friedman said here, you have to be wary of this, because if you bring him in, sign him to his entry-level deal for the last couple of games of this season, and you go back to BU the next season, you burn your entry-level deal over there, then he becomes UFA, and people can go after this guy. If you're Kent Hughes and Jeff Gorton of the Montreal Canadiens, you really got to be wary of this, and when you bring him over, you want to keep him here for the long haul. You don't want him to go back to university, because obviously Lane Hutson and Montreal Canadiens top prospect David Reinbacher is the future pairing for the defense of the Montreal Canadiens, and a lot of people really want to see this link-up happen sooner rather than later. We've seen Reinbacher come over from Europe and now playing with the AHL. We could see this with Lane Hutson, him come over from BU once their season is over, and he could maybe go to the AHL, or he could even get in and play games in the NHL. But like they say here, he has 7D already with the Montreal Canadiens, so it's most likely that they will have him in the AHL, but we could potentially see him with the big club. You never know what is in the mind of Kent Hughes and the Montreal Canadiens here. And we've seen this before with the Montreal Canadiens. We've seen Cole Caulfield, Sean Farrell, Jordan Harris, guys like this come over when the college season was done and play with the Montreal Canadiens. Obviously, the most famous one was Cole Caulfield in recent years when he came in and went on that long playoff run with the Montreal Canadiens and has been a staple of this Montreal Canadiens team ever since he has arrived. And I think we could see this with Lane Hutson. I mean, he's a great defender. He's great at getting into battles in the corners. He's great at breaking up plays, but the side of his game that is great is the offensive side. I mean, he's such a great skater. He's fast. His ability to move the puck is amazing. His hockey sense is always on display, just finding passing lanes that not many other defensemen could find in those tense situations. And obviously, he's going to revitalize this power play. You may get him in maybe on the PP1. I think you get him in on the PP2 once he comes over, but he's a guy who can quarterback a power play with ease. And I'm really excited. I really hope that we get to see this guy in Montreal later this season. But like I said, it is very wary right now of what's going to happen. I do suspect that we will see him once their season is over, because he's put together 2 great seasons in the NCAA with BU. So if he can have any sort of impact like that to the Montreal Canadiens, I think they will do it. And right now, Montreal Canadiens obviously out of a playoff spot, so they could, you know, bring him in and just get a few games under his belt at the end of the season and see how he plays, and then bring him back next year, have him and Reinbacher as a pairing. I think a lot of fans would love that, and they'd be exciting. And I mean, the roster that Montreal Canadiens have right now, you know, is pretty solid. And when you're bringing in a star defenseman like Lane Hutson, a star prospect, someone who has showed so much prowess in the NCAA, it's really just going to add a jolt throughout this lineup. And I think next year, if we get to see Hutson and Reinbacher on a pairing back there, I think this would just be elite, and it would be a win for the season for Montreal Canadiens fans. But let me know down below in the comment section, what do you think? Do you think Lane Hutson's going to make his way over? Because I'm a really big fan of this guy, and I would love to see it. Let me know down below. But we're going to get into the second topic of the video today, which is Papi hits 60. And yes, in case you missed it, Auston Matthews did hit 60 goals last night. There they say on the NHL, there it is. Auston Matthews hits 60 again for the second time in his career. And if we take a look here, he did etch his name back into the record books with this. Auston Matthews becomes the 9th player ever with multiple 60-goal seasons. He joins Mike Bossy with 5, Wayne Gretzky with 5, Mario Lemieux with 4, Phil Esposito with 4, Brett Hull with 3, Pavel Bure with 2, Jari Kurri with 2, and Steve Yzerman with 2. So when you're putting your name up there alongside NHL legends like that, you know you have something special. And obviously, Auston Matthews is a special player. He finds the back of the net with ease. He's been scoring on a rampant rate this season, and just seeing him hit 60 goals again after signing that extension really puts, you know, proves the doubters wrong, saying he got paid too much, all this stuff. I mean, obviously, we are paying for him to be a goal scorer. He scores 60 this season. I think we could see another 60-goal season in his future for sure. The way he has played this season has just been phenomenal. Obviously, this guy has such high hockey IQ, and that shot is just a staple of his game. He has one of the best shots, if not the best shot in the NHL, in my opinion. And seeing him hit 60 is just a great feat, getting him back into the record books and really, you know, showing that he is the best goal scorer in the NHL at this point, and I just think it's great. And 70 watch is on. With the Toronto Maple Leafs only having 9 games remaining left this season, could we see him hit the 70 mark? I mean, you got 9 games left. A goal a game will put you at 69. But we have seen Auston Matthews have multiple hat-tricks this season. We've seen him have games where he's popped off and just, you know, had great impact with point production, with goal scoring. And I do think that 10 and 9 is very, very possible for Auston Matthews, a guy who has just looked like a different player this season, a guy who has been on such a rampant tear, and his shot has been the best it's ever been. And I think with the Toronto Maple Leafs going down the final stretch here, I hope he gets into all of the last 9 games and can really put the watch for 70 on. And if you were to ask me if Auston Matthews is going to hit 70, I don't think you bet against Auston Matthews. You don't bet against a guy like this, a guy who can pop off on any night. I mean, going into the last game of the season, if he needs 3 goals to hit 70, he could easily do it. But I want to hear from you guys down below. What do you think? Do you think Auston Matthews is going to hit 70 goals? Because 70 watch is on right now, and I'm really excited for him. And obviously, he has been such a success story for this Toronto Maple Leafs team, looking to get them into into the Stanley Cup contention this year. Right now sitting third in the Atlantic and are looking great and are looking to maybe make a name for themselves in the playoffs, looking to finally get over that hump and try to win the Stanley Cup. And I think with the team they have right now, they could definitely do it with the players they have that are playing phenomenal, like William Nylander, like obviously Auston Matthews. John Tavares has looked very solid as of late for this team. And then you get Mitch Marner back, hopefully for the playoffs, and he has been a great player for this club all season long. But let me know, what are your thoughts on Auston Matthews hitting 60? Is he going to hit 70? Let me know down below. We're going to get into everybody's favorite topic here on the channel, which is comment of the day. And the comment of the day today goes to our boy Sean. He says, awesome job as always, KC. Happy Easter to one and all. And shout out to you, Sean. Really appreciate your comments on all of our videos here on the channel. We really do appreciate seeing your support on every single video. And like he said, happy Easter to everybody who is celebrating the holiday today. Hope the Easter bunny was good to you. Obviously, happy Easter to everybody. You know, it's a great holiday. You get to eat some chocolate, you know. It's deadly. But shout out to you, Sean. Really appreciate your support here, continued support here on the channel. But if you enjoyed this one, make sure to go down below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're on the road for 3,500 subscribers here on the channel. So if you like hockey and you're looking for a daily place to get your news, get your rumors, get your insider information, you found it right here at Hattrick HQ. And if you want to check out a video we did yesterday, it'll be popping up on your screen right now. But as always, I've been your host, KC. Keep your stick on the ice.